Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. Maybe 4v4 for you all here on Operation Goodwood, however it's gonna be at the Eastern Front instead. Let's go through the players. We have the Axis. We have Popo SK as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. We have Smokey as the Waffenassist without a commander choice yet. We have Arsatom also as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. And we have Arranged Karma as Panzerdivision for the Wehrmacht. As they push out, immediately trying to secure some ground. Ostfront being pushed onto the field here to try and secure some ground for the Germans. And we have Mechanisierte for Smokey. Okay. Let's go through the Soviets. On the Soviet side, we have Gravity. I cannot read that, but I think no Gravity TR as Tank Destroyer. I think that's Tank Destroyer for the Soviets, obviously. Brainbog also as Tank Destroyer. We have Untercommander without a commander choice yet. We have Chewie as Shock. Okay. Double Tank Destroyer and Shock so far. This could turn interesting. There'll be a big battle if it's a 4v4 on the Eastern Front. Eastern Front battles tend to be very aggressive. Because the Soviets can just plot so much potential stuff late game and scale into the battle. And we'll have some Mechanisierte Grenadiers coming onto the fields. And looks like the Arsatom is also Panzer. We're going to have a double Panzer up here. SS Mechanisierte and Ostdivision. That's going to be an interesting mix. This might turn into a very big tank battle later on, potentially. So it's going to engage with the Germans there. So we've had the first shots fired in the center by the Sabbers. Soviets are securing the town up here. More Soviets streaming onto the battlefields. Looks like this fuel could get into Soviet hands if they rush for it, but Germans are so far setting up to prevent that. Lots of Russians are coming onto the battlefield though. Montoviki rushing up. Because the Russians can just put a lot of bodies on the field early here. Especially in the 4v4 where their scaling gets kinda nuts. They're already trying to flank the German position again, trying to get inside the building. Oh, no, they're stopping. But it might serve as a good distraction for the Serbs to get the fuel. These are just conscripts after all. They're not the most expensive of troops. And they're getting cut to pieces there. But looks like the Soviets might be able to secure the fuel. Thanks to their sacrifice. Soviets are also building up here. We have a command chest for Undercommander? Nope, not so far. Still double tank destroyer and Shock. Grenadiers moving around on the northern flank here. But Soviets getting some shots under these Volksgrenadier. We have a firefight going on here in the north part of the town. Molotov going on the Osttroppen. Osttroppen basically being a cheap unit you can get if you're playing as Ostdivision. Basically Eastern Europeans being conscripted to fight for the Germans. On the Eastern Front, as the name implies. But they also apparently fought on the Western Front, like on the Normandy landings. I'm not really an expert on the Osttruppen's positions in the Western part of the war. I'm more on the Eastern Front knowledgeable in that aspect.
We have been granted access to superior arms and soldiers.
Some Osttroppen here. We also have an Aufklar to provide some sight for the Germans. Lots of conscripts prepared here and some Montoviki behind. Soviets are still gearing up to fighting. Volksgrenadiers trying to engage here with having been armored MP40s. But we're gonna have lots of rifle fighters going over the fields here. Germans trying to move up towards the town. Look, there's a lot of Soviets to stop them. We do have a little fighting position here with some conscripts. There's a tank hunter. And Dushka's coming onto the battlefield now for the Shock army. So they're going to send us somewhat. Maxim coming up to help hold the front line. Bonnet going out here. I'm also going out for the tank hunters. I'll prevent the cover for them for a bit, so these hunters can hopefully hold for a little bit longer. Third Shock force is still present there. So they still control the southern fuel for now, which is what they want to keep holding. Dushka arriving here for one of the commanders. And Max is rolling into the battlefield for the other commander. And still no commander choice from Untercommander yet. Get some long-range shots here from the AT rifle apparently. Can shoot for this apparently. It's apparently not a shot blocker. But it looks like Conscript's gonna overrun here by a dedicated assault. They get some flanking shots in from the Soviets. Machine gun set up here by the Germans. Looks like an MG42. I'll definitely keep an eye on the fuel there. Which means the Germans could probably try and push up the SEGA if they get some smoke cover. Machine gun also holding this angle, an MG34. And Germans are already laying some minefields to prepare for the future. Always a wise move. You never know if you will be pushed back against the Soviets. Soviets can really scale into that 8 game suddenly. Triple Dushka for Chewie. Okay, that's a lot of Dushka. This is good. Some shots in the center, but getting suppressed by the MD44 100 rounds here. The Storm Grenadier. Unique upgrade to them if you're playing as Mattcasting. Definitely an upgrade that's always worth getting, in my opinion. An MD44 with 100 rounds can just make such a big difference. Dushka still just streaming to the northern flank to hold it down, I guess. Axum set up here in the center for the other Soviets. Units just running around the battlefield, getting to their positions. Germans also just taking in, I imagine there's going to be a forward HQ here shortly. That's why the Grenadiers are gathering up. Before 2 covering up here. They're keeping all their flanks covered. Also medic arriving because German forward HQs actually do not heal. That's an allied thing. They do provide engineers though, or repair teams for your vehicles. These 2 arriving there for the Panzer Division. There we go, we have a forward HQ. Means you could call in the Panzer Lehr, which is the unique battle group to Wehrmacht Panzer. Oh, that's a brave conscript squad. We're going on the Ostfront. Pressing them, but not doing much else. Oh, we have a motorized assault going in here from the Soviets. Not the best kind of move, but I guess it'll do something. It'll definitely be a shock. But I don't think these sappers are the best choice for it. And they're being mowed down. Oh, that's horrible. All those bodies. All arriving here for the Soviet Union though to start shelling. We also have some guards arriving here for the tank destroyers. The 222 is ready to make its move. We're just waiting for some infantry support somewhere, like these Panzer Grenadiers that are waiting. Yes, has to set up their forward HQ in this area. We also have a small pack coming up just so they have some kind of AT. Even if it's a small AT gun. Soviet recon squad taking some pot shots. But we're gonna have a little bit of recon fight shortly. Has to be very careful with them. Now the Dushkas can just chew through the 222 because the 222 does not have a Radpanzer. Oh, it's getting Radpanzer now. That'll help against the 50 caliber weaponry. By a long shot, actually. Panzergrenadiers have already been equipped with some Sturmgewehrs. Missions cash is going up for the Germans, probably to help in providing more high-tier weaponry. Before they send out to the Fox Grenadier. Ooh, mortars from the Soviets are getting some good shots in there. Proud more arriving here. Ooh, one Ostfront down. So we're preparing for some kind of push up here by the looks of it. Waffen SS is trying to dig in. And MG, there's a pillbox here to prevent it. That'll definitely work out in the favor of the Germans. Maximus are suppressing the Fox Grenadiers, trying to push up that way. The 2 needs to decide where it wants to go. So we're trying to secure this point up here again. And the Maxims I don't think can do much against a 2 with Radpanzer. The Dushka though, that could relocate to get some flanking shots. Yeah, the Maxim will not do anything to this thing with Radpanzer at all. Oh, we do have the guards coming up with a PTRS. The semi-automatic anti-tank rifle of the Soviets. But the 2's getting out of range. 40 HQ set up here by the other Wehrmacht player, which allows them to call on the Romanians and Hungarians, I believe, when they're playing as a Ostdivision. With some interesting units. We have a mortar and counter barrage here for the Ostdivision. Radpanzer is also helping against the armor piercing of the anti-tank rifle, because the Radpanzer just gives 50% more armor, which is absolutely nuts, by the way, for a scout car. That thing is actually quite armored. One shells keep landing. Soviets are bringing up a lot of mortars here. So Germans are just going to be fortifying around the town. We have a fight going on in the fields here. German panzer forces are streaming across. This guy has already turned around though. But the panzer grenadiers keep up their push. T-70 arriving for the Soviets. This guy's going to get ready to open fire. But the Radpanzer is definitely going to make it harder to pierce through. Oh! T-70 got a shot in. Facing the crew. EBSH is loaded on these Frontoviki. And 2-2 down. Panzerfaust has been upgraded in the Volksgrenadier. But the T-70 gets out of range. So the Soviets win that engagement. Well, the fight continues on here with the Soviets shielding the Ostdivision's positions. After this, I set up a flag position to cover the center. They are playing as Mattcasting, which is the best SS commander digging in, and we can see that with all the pillboxes here. That's going to be very hard for the Soviets to get through, but artillery is landing in near the edge of the town. Does Onto Command have a commander choice yet? Not yet, actually. Wonder what they're planning, but we do tons of scissors here, which can be used as artillery pieces. And that was a big Soviet artillery strike from a Kapitan, I think. Living in a part of the town. I'm still holding the outside here. Panzer 2 command tank on the field. One of the Panzer players under the pillbox going up. That's actually a commando bunker, my bad. Have the same model. At least while they're being constructed. Yeah, the Cis guns are being used as an artillery battery. Very good to see. That's one of the ways you can use them. I don't think the Germans can hold this position forever at this rate. They're kind of being shelled. But the mortar's counter barrage is kind of hitting the scissors as well. So we're going to have a little bit of a light armored engagement out here. The T-70 got the best shot off at the moment. And... nope, looks like it has to pull back. Flag also running for the Panzer Grenadiers. Players going to the battlefield, so the Germans are excited what the Soviets are doing. T-54s are being assembled and prepared. I think they're probably going to try and flush the Germans out of the town with T-54s. Probably a big infantry assault alongside it. A lot of movement on the other flank here. Looks like the Shock Division has set up a 4 HQ in the town here to operate from. So most of the fighting is not happening on this flank yet. So most of the fighting is happening down here. It honestly just makes a lot of sense looking at how the players are distributed at the moment. I'm not sure how long the Germans can hold this front line though. Luke's pushing up here. That's a very risky move, but I guess the T-70. Last time it's gone, and yeah, it's out. Luke's won that engagement. We also have a command Stuk on the field. We have a T-34 bragging for the shock army. And a second one behind that. Lots of T-34s being prepared. Not sure what the scout car is doing. I guess it's just going to use his 50 caliber, but it'll be hit by the AT gun. Couple Siberians are being prepared behind us. You can see Siberian troops on the field. Lots of armored vehicles from both sides at the moment. I already have early Panzer IV-H arriving for the Panzer Division. Some Großsteuerstand Panzer Grenadiers to work alongside it. More artillery landing on the German front line here. And T-34 is pushing in. That pack is still operational though. We're just gonna force the T-34 to back off. But the Sisters are still bombing. Not getting that many kills yet. We do have a T-34 heading for the northern flank. It's gonna engage with the command Stug at this point. If it doesn't, I guess it's not gonna stop moving. But oh, Stug might be in trouble. Nope, no penetration. Oh, and no hit there either. Oh, ammo rack there from the side. Very good, nice job, T-44. That's why you need some infantry support alongside your vehicles. Bravo get some flank shots in there. The AT rifle here from the flank. But that was not a good shot, in honesty. Only damaged the engine. If the Germans can take out that AT gun, though, I think the Germans might be in trouble here. A big Soviet push is preparing, but the Panzer IV-H on the flank. So we're gonna have a little bit of a tank duel. No penetration. Good penetration there from the H. T-34 also too clumped up. T-34 suck on when firing while moving. He needs to stand still probably. And the hill there's not really helping because the Russian guns technically have very low gun depression. I don't know if that really matters in competitive heroes. Good penetration under each. That's gonna be landing here. Soviets are still trying to assault up here. The Germans are losing more and more units trying to hold this front line and entry into the town. T-34 going out the street. Ooh, very good shot there in the pillbox, almost destroying it. Destroying the Storm Pioneer. So the Grenadiers are gonna try and get a Panzerknacker on this thing though. Will they get it off? No, they did not get it off. The T-34 moved too fast. Honestly, I think that ability should have a little bit faster throwing time, so it actually can be used. Sometimes it's very hard to pull off. Oh, we have the Panzerlehr called in here to hold the northern flank. Very good squad. Can actually be equipped with MG-42s with 100 rounds. Which is an exceptional upgrade for a squad. More T-34s are being prepared with Siberians behind them. More Sis guns are firing in. One bunker down there. Oh yeah, it's not looking good for the Germans. Panzer IV is still trying to help on the flank, but now the Siberians are pulling in. They just don't have any assault weapons equipped. They equip for long-range combat at the moment. Which I don't think it's going to favor them in here. Not against what the Germans are using. And they're being mowed down. Not the environment or the weather for the Siberians to be fighting in, honestly. Probably better off getting the guards. The guards also on Fontoviki with PPSHs. The Soviets are just dug up here. Looks like it's just mostly a static fight on the northern flank. Most of the actions going on here around the fields on the side here and the town. Like this town has faced a lot of fighting already. Nice job there from the T-34. But will the pack finish it as it tries to pull back? No, no penetration.
We are now authorized to
Another H arriving here for the Germans. Help facilitate their ground. Have a command choice yet from Untercommander? Not yet. I'm impressed. What are they waiting for? Artillery still landing from all the Cis guns. Definitely one of the big advantages of playing the Soviets is the Cis guns can serve as an artillery piece. You can really just start shelling at German position so much easier with it. And allows you to apply pressure. Burning engine there from the pack shot. If they fall down. What are they aiming for? Are they aiming for this pack? Right there. This is not the most accurate guns, but we do have a German artillery piece set up here by the Ostdivision. And counter barrage. Good decision, I think. And this is a very good area to have it set up. Nice and safe for the moment. That'll definitely be a problem for the Soviets. Yeah, on the Panzer front, not that much change yet. Also, the shock division is not really eager to move up that fast, but we do have a recon squad here. Behind the front line. Are they open fire? That's probably not what they should have done. We have a Panzer 4H here arriving. And some shock troopers in the trench. Probably not the long-range fight they want to be in against Panzer Lehr. Or Panzer 4. Maybe more fights going on here with artillery landing in as well. Even for rushing for the central part of the fields. HU-76 here with some shells. Looks like it's set to armor piercing mode at the moment. Still no command choice from Untercommander. What are they waiting for? Artillery being called in here on the German push. Looks like the Panzer Lehr will survive, and the Soviets are forced to pull back briefly. E-54 is moving to intercept though. You don't want to have the engagement without infantry support. That's what I'm sure. There's also assists coming up behind this. More Soviet artillery going in here in the town. Deal stacked that way. Yeah, it's the Captain calling in. So more of this town is going to get shelled. Or ranging shots already coming in. Panzerfaust from Ostfront. The Soviet artillery should soon landing. Yeah, it's bound to land now. And this T-34 team just is doing their best despite having no gun. He lands the Soviet shells. Oh yeah, this is chaos. This is Eastern Front right here. So much chaos is going on. And the Osthowitzer is probably still doing its job pretty well as a counter artillery piece at the moment. DBS-8s with drum magazines pulling up here with the Fantoviki. Unique upgrade if you're playing as Tank Destroyer actually, so that's a pretty good upgrade for the match. To say the least, allows them to really lay down a lot of firepower. There's some artillery. Oh! Stood down there to the Cis gun. Triple T-34 is being prepared. Oh, flamethrower on top of the T-34, so they're gonna try and move in to clear out the town. Very risky maneuver, especially with all the machine guns handed out to the Germans. Ostfront are interfere, which means they can actually get a second man. Which is actually can give them a lot more firepower just having an extra man with a rifle. So the Sisters are moving up again, but they will be vulnerable to a counter barrage from the howitzer, but it's not such a counter barrage at the moment. There was an 88mm set up here to deal with Russian tanks, which will definitely chew through them. Will definitely prevent Soviet armor getting up this little area. Although the howitzer remains in a counter barrage, and artillery called in here by the Germans. That's gonna hurt if the Soviets don't move. Yeah, that hurts. Now the 88 is just waiting for the T-34s to get into range. And for H is taking some shots from the T-34s, and the Soviets pushing up. Now they're being mowed down by the German machine guns here. Mostly on the... Actually, this machine gun is doing a lot of the work alongside the Panzer 4H. And we also just have a Hauptmann here on the flank being equipped with some PPSHs. Now the other flank, the Panzer there, slowly pushing up. Using their packs to set up a pack front as they slowly advance. Central front is kind of quiet. So they've been armored Gewehr 43s and scope Gewehr 43s, so no machine gun for these guys. V45 arriving for the shock division soon. Hancon's got a good flanking shot there with that PTRS. The Gewehr 43s are definitely working out. Problem is they do a body armor to use it. I think a shock unit with the upgrade. There might be a dead AT gun. Oh, there's a Dushkin in that trench though. Oh, good shot there from the T-34 being used as an artillery piece. Well, the fighting continues down at the town here. The Soviets are still creeping up towards the R howitzer. The T-34s are circling around. Howitzer has already been set up here, being set up here by the mechanisierte. SU-85 arriving for the Soviets, I think. I think that's an SU-85. It might also be an SU-100, but I think it's an SU-85. Lots of conscripts moving around here. Oh, it's an SU-100, my bad. That's definitely gonna chew through German armor. V45 rank for the shock division here. Just trying to push up. The 88 is still ready. One good shot there on the T-34. They want to take out that 88 very quick. Let's just go chew through their tanks one by one as they come up. The Germans are still being overrun. They don't have enough stuff to hold. Explosive loaded here. Oh, but good shot from the Sturm Grenadier saving it. We use the taste of the Panzerfaust. So the Germans are still able to hold. This Sturm Grenadier squad is doing a good job holding this position, but that's a grenade on them. You might want to start pulling back soon. And that MG-34 with 100 rounds really worked out, but oh, that's not good. But all the Soviet tanks are gone. Looks like we have some SVTs handed out to these Ostfront. The Soviets are definitely not having an easy time pushing up there. But the SU-100 will be a problem for the Panzer Division. That is a really big gun. They can get sight in that Panzer 4H, that might be in trouble. There's a major arriving here for the Soviets. Supervise the front line.
You need something demolished? Men, on me. Conscripts here.
So they're preparing for some kind of infantry push here.
Back here.
Ooh, SU-100 did not penetrate. But that Panzer 4H, if it has noticed, has to pull back soon. I think one penetrating shot will be enough. Oh, almost. So first landing here. Throwing a bunch of the Soviets. Hauptmann is calling in some kind of artillery piece, probably aiming for the SU-100. You know, her command choice from Unter Commander looks like it is motor. No. Shock. So we have double shock and double tank destroyer. Okay. I like that. That should be interesting. We'll give the Soviets a fair bit of options, because Soviets can just do a lot of stuff. Big push definitely going for the northern flank now. Also they're using artillery to weaken it. And form with a 152mm. Softening the German defense before preparing to push in. There is a Panther tank though. Will definitely provide a problem for the T-34s unless they really act fast. You don't want to have a long-range firefight with that thing. And I think the Soviet infantry could push up now. There's not enough here to stop them. Just need to call the charge. I guess they're waiting for the artillery strike to end. So we have some grenadiers with MG42s preparing to intercept though. Well, there's a fight going on down here. Lots of artillery shells from both sides. I think 152 being set up down here as well. Double 152s actually. Issue 100 arriving to try and deal with the Panther, I imagine. Ooh, third jam on the T-34, the Panther, that's definitely not what it wants. But the Soviets should just utilize the option to move in, and yep, the conscripts are trying to move. This is a big Eastern front fight, as it should be. Oh, it says not being set up anymore. Hacks have quickly been rushed up. Because of a half track here to serve as a reinforced point. The man looks as getting some Overwatch fire done. Soviet front line down here is definitely not looking too hot. They still hold the fuel at least.
Engineers ready for assignment.
But Soviets should have the options to push up now, especially with that 85. Just need the infantry to support it. Panzer IV J is arriving now for the Mechanisierte. We also have double howitzers here, double 15cm. Which definitely being used to counter 152mm, I imagine. We do have an ISU 152 here arriving for the Soviet Union. Definitely a very dangerous weapon, if utilized correctly. That H might be in trouble if that ISU gets a good shot on it. It's aiming for it. Thump. Yep. So the Soviets captured the fuel, but that's all they could do for now. They need more infantry on this flank. What shock troopers have been called in, though. Liberians also been called in.
Guards troops ready for action.
But the Soviets are trying to push for the center now, bit by bit. The German howitzer might be threatened here. Ranging shots coming in here from the Soviet lieutenant. That's definitely going to be a problem. The Soviet artillery strikes are just better, but they do require a direct line of sight. Soviet front line down here has been neutered, however. Which actually has an opening that the Germans could utilize if they had anything to push down here. But I guess most of their focus is now up here because the Soviets are doing a pretty aggressive push with these T-34s. Panzer IV Js are preparing to move to intercept, however. We have our Kampfgruppe coming in. Js are going in for the assault. Not probably the area they should move in because of the ISU. But all the Soviets are clumped up. Which could make them easy targets. The J is definitely losing to the ISU and the SU-100. So we just need the infantry to push up on this side. There's not a lot to stop them, actually.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
What do you have for us?
And SU-152 arriving as well. So it's getting a lot of big guns on this flank. Just in general. This battle is full of big guns. And I just want to set to counter barrage. So I think this German howitzer might be in trouble. I suppose we'll have to see. Oh yeah, that was a good shot, almost killing the howitzer. Yeah, well, the Soviets did not manage to take this area. In fact, the Germans got it back somehow. We do have an elephant arriving for the Ostdivision. I guess the ISU is gonna have some rivalry. Gonna kill on the ISU from Mr. Panther. SU-100 is gonna have a problem here. Big artillery strike from the Soviets. No pen from the 100mm. Vasquez trying to push it with an AT grenade. Too much machine gun fire. Oh, Panzer 48 down from the SU-100, but it goes down to the elephant. Wave T-34. That T-34 is down. ISU is moving out here for a shot on the Panther. No penetration. We have the ISU 152 coming up as well. The Soviets are going to try and make a push up here again. Till T-45s are being prepared. But now the Germans do have machine guns to cover it from the Grenadiers. King Tiger being prepared by one of the Panzer divisions. King Tiger being prepared for both of them? Oh my god, we're gonna have double King Tiger. That's gonna be a fucking nightmare for the Soviets to deal with. Soviets have prepared a lot more artillery here though, and this town is just getting destroyed. SU-152 is coming up here for a shot on the Panther, potentially. Oh, the Panther's turning inside. That's not what you want to do. Immobilized by high explosive shell there from the SU, and now the ISU is going to come up with an armor-piercing shell. Stukas firing, probably aim right here. Good choice, taking out both of the big heavy tank destroyers and assault guns. But that Panther is stuck. Stukas got a big shot there, almost killing it, but it's still able to back off. Another ISU 152 being prepared. So it's still trying to make for the fuel pond up here, but it's not really working for them. Not at the current moment anyway. And the King Tigers have reached the front line, or arriving on the battlefield here anyway. T-45 is in trouble. Yeah, it's down. The Beer is trying to push up here, but he spotted the Aufklass. Well, we have a true Eastern Front fight. I appreciate it. I'm sure all these soldiers don't. And for still getting repaired, they might actually save it. That's for HE running to support. And King Tiger's almost reached the fighting. Just the Soviets try to make a push here. You just hear the engines roaring. It's also the second King Tiger arriving there. So they're still holding the southern fuel here. I guess most of the fight is just going to be focused on the fields now. Now the Soviets know the King Tiger is here. They'll need to flank this thing. It's very hard to beat frontally. Especially if the Soviets don't have an IS-2. Now we have double King Tiger for the Germans. This one is better to defeat already thanks to the Kampfkraft Center, which someone has definitely been utilizing. It's a good job for range karma, utilizing one of the Germans' unique abilities, or features rather. That might be a dead T-44. Yeah, that's a dead T-44. You know, the Elephant is pushing through. There's not enough to stop it. You're an ISU 152 arriving. Oh, nothing happened. Both sides didn't do anything to each other. I think both sides missed. You know, the King Tigers is just slowly creeping out in their respective parts of the front. And H might be in trouble. And this one's loaded with high explosives. Oh, so much action across the front line here. Oh, they hurt the driver of the Elephant and is being immobilized. Who's this little PTRS? But neither is able to hit each other. H is down. One needs to get on the flank where the Elephant cannot hit it. It can still hit it here. HE Great going out. And the Elephant is just too heavily armored, frontally armored. Oh, he cannot hit the HE 100 there. It's having a hard time penetrating still. King Tigers is slowly driving up still. Second Panther arriving for the Panzer Division. This King Tigers kind of hold up due to the trenches for now. And there goes the what's it called? There goes the Elephant. It's definitely turning into a very hard fight. Like, both sides are fighting very aggressively. But I think the Germans might have the upper hand if these King Tigers can just keep driving. Because if they overextend them, they might get immobilized. The Soviet shock army on this flank just don't have a lot to deal with them. KB2 I don't think is the right play against the King Tiger. Oh, good job with the artillery though, immobilizing it. That's exactly what you want. SU-100 is trying to brawl with the Panther. Hope not to fight the SU-100 ones. I think the SU-100 outranges the Panther at the moment. But just the reload rate of this thing is so long. As you can see. No penetration still. This Soviet flank is just kept being shelled by the Germans. Lucifer's firing again. Aim for the howitzer. Destroyed the forward HQ, but up the howitzer. the truck get hit by the artillery blast! Okay, the King Tiger is still immobilized, which means this ISU 152 is going in for the kill. The King Tiger is stuck and invulnerable, but they're actually calling in artillery on it. But that's just mortar shells, I think. AT grenades not gonna do much, I think. Yeah, that didn't do much to it. Well, Panzerfaust there from the tank hunters did not do much either.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Molotov going out to try and stun it.
We are suffering losses.
Shock troops are gonna move over the satchel charge though. But the machine guns tearing through them. They lost the driver, but that's not gonna match what they are already immobilized. They've only been dazed. He took a shot. The King Tiger just refused to die. Here comes the Germans to try and save it. At least while it's stuck, that's a good thing for the Soviets. And the machine guns are just proving too much alongside the Grenadiers for cover. But now the ISU is going for a flanking shot. The German Grenadiers are going to intercept. The Soviets need some infantry to cover it. The Panzerfaust are getting too close. Oh, it looks like it saved itself there briefly. If I continue, see the King Tiger here took some damage, probably from all the fighting in the center. I've just been keeping my eyes so much on all the action. Here's another ISU. Looks like the German King Tiger is getting repaired though. I feel the Soviets might be able to, the Germans might be able to save it. And they'll definitely be able to save it. It's going to be able to move. They're loading a concrete piercing shell, didn't do anything. The thing is just too armored. The King Tiger is just so hard to get rid of. Yeah, Chewie is definitely not enjoying that aspect of what happened. We have another elephant on the field line for the Ostdivision. Here late game, all the German armor is just really working out in their favor. But still can just throw people at the problem. But not sure how long... Yeah, here comes a big Panzer 4J push. So it's just lacking in units here to stop it. Although the Panzer 4Js are taking losses. The Swiss are lacking in scissors to cover this part of the flank. Good same with 85, but I think this King Tiger is just too skilled.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by. Prepare yourself.
And we have a Panzer March going through the center as well. And now the Germans are just going to push up bit by bit. I'm supposed to do it on the elephant. And that's definitely going to be the end of that howitzer. I don't think the Soviets can make a comeback from this unless they destroy these King Tigers in good position somehow. So it's just lost too much. German heavy tanks just slowly pushing the Soviets further and further back. Oh, we have an 85 on the flank here. Good shot, good flanking shot there. 85 just needs to keep doing it. And there we go, one king tiger down right there. That's exactly what you do. You need to cover the flanks in your heavy tanks. But the Germans keep pushing up here. That's just this is a lot of panzers to try and get through. And they're all able to cover each other at the moment. But the Panthers are very good for covering the flanks of the other tanks. HE-100 trying to do its best from this side, but it's not doing enough. HE-85 here. But yeah, the Soviets have been put back to their base almost at this point. Well, good shot in the pan for almost killing it from the HE-100. You know, we have a Panzer attempt to push through here. Good shot there from the 85. This 85 done a surprising amount of stuff. But I think this HE-100 might be running its course here soon. One Panther down though, but the Elephant gets it. Lots of Soviet conscripts coming up. And this 85 has done a lot of work in short order. It's not got any kills, but it's done a lot of damage. That's about a lot now. This might be the end of the 85. Ostfront pushing over their SVTs. Lots of Soviet infantry just been prepared here in desperation, I feel. As I don't think the Russians can do much at this point. They fought well though, they fought very bravely. And Germans are suffering losses in their attempts. Gewaltladungs here. Germans are first hitting the Russian positions. So we have to push here, might not last for long. Gewaltladung in their path. It looks like this is the end of the fight. Ostfront pushing up as well here for the Germans. The King Tiger here is still ready to push up. Definitely been a very good fight, this one. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it a lot. No Pinterest there from the stolen Panzerfaust. The front line of the King Tiger is kinda high. I gotta get into the Soviet troops, they are trying. Capitan might get his artillery strike in on this position though. But I think the King Tiger will be able to get out in time. That's a lot of shells though. And the Soviets seem to want to try and fight to the bitter end here. At least for a while. Well, at this point they could technically just surrender, I feel, because there's not much they can do. And the Soviets have actually been able to push up here, but yeah, they surrender. Hope you all enjoyed this one. This was definitely an Eastern Front battle. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye!